Hey, Shaq.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. In the 39-year history, they've never had a sports personality come in and speak. You're the first. Obvious question. Do you do this often? You must love doing it. And without revealing too much, what's your general message when you do this?
Well, I just try to bring a lot of fun to the audience. Talk about personal experience, and just tell some stories, and just try to read the audience. My first time. Is it my first time here in Sarasota?
I believe so.
It's either my first or second time here in Sarasota. So.
Did you speak the first time here, or did you come on just pleasure before?
I think I did something for Mr. Dick Vitale. Does he live there?
He lives in Lakewood
So
Ranch.
that's right. So
Yeah.
It's my second time here. So just come in and have some fun and answer some questions.
Shaq.
Yes.
John with the local NBC affiliate.
I know who you are, John.
So Shaq, you've done everything. You've been the athlete. You've been an actor in some great films. You've been a singer. You've gone to real estate. You've gone to law enforcement. You're a poster child of reinventing yourself. Why'd you do that? And what's your advice to others?
Well, growing up a medium-level juvenile delinquent, I was always in trouble. And my father would always say, learn how to be a leader instead of follower. Figure out what you want to do in life. So I would just sit there, and certain days I want to be Dr. J, other days I want to be LL Cool J, other days I want to be the local cop. So I've had experience in wanting all of those things. So when it came time to maximize my potential and have something to fall back on, I just tested the waters in everything that I was doing. And also I think it's a good message to children. Never give up. Just follow your dreams no matter what your dreams may be. And you don't have to have one dream. You can have two, you can have three, you can have 10.
Shaq Zach, Dapper Sports Desk. So speaking of your children, one of the favorite quotes I have from you is, to touch any of my cheese, you got to give me 2 degrees.
Yes.
So what inspired that? And why 2 degrees, I guess? Why not just a bachelor's? Why a master's too?
I was playing for the Miami Heat, and an article came out about Mickey's mother leaving $200 million to Mickey's son and Mickey's daughter. $200 million. So one day I'm in the locker room late practicing, and the son that received $200 million is picking up dirty underwear, clothes. And I'm like, I don't have $200 million, but if I did, I wouldn't be picking up underwear, right? So it just, and then I seen this kid work from the bottom. He did that for a year, worked in the training room for a year, worked in the marketing department for a year, and he went to Duke. He was a graduate from Duke University. Had a degree and he had a master's at Duke University. But when he got back, his father made him start from the bottom. So that was a very inspiring story, and so I figured that, nepotism is cool, but I like respectable nepotism. Because I live in towns like LA where they just give it to their kids, and you see those kids are wild, 18-year-olds with Ferraris and just doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. So I tell my children all the time that we're not rich, I'm rich.
Shaq, I'm Cooper with Sarasota Magazine. I was curious, in the last 5 or 6 years, I feel like politics has been injected into the NBA in a way it never was kind of when you were playing. What do you think changed? And, did you feel when you were playing that you sort of would have been supported, speaking out the way that some of the athletes now are?
I've been the guy that has always been able to understand both sides. For example, my father was a military man. You did anything with that flag, you're in trouble, period. And I understand everybody's, sentiment of what they feel about the flag. I just think sometimes you have to communicate that way in a respectable way. And you just have to do it in a timely manner. But I've never been the one to get involved in politics. I don't do stuff because other people is doing it. It's all about respect. Again, my father was a military man. If you mess with the flag, he's not hearing nothing, and he will fight you. And that's how, and that's how most people are. So I've always been able to just sit back and understand both sides and not just try to, I think in this world we live in, I think people have forgot the word respect. Like, just because he has an opinion and I have an opinion don't mean we have to fight about it. I'm 47 years old, so you're not going to change my opinion on most things. And I'm sure I'm not going to change his opinion on most things. And we should be able to have a respectable conversation. This is why I feel this way. This is why I feel this way. And it should be over. I think a lot of people don't wear this shirt, you wear a tie, blah, 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 blah. And just, no, I don't want to wear a tie. So I just think we need to get back to just listening and respecting it and then just, keeping it like that. Like I would never try to make you believe what I believe. You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, and that should be it.
Speaking of that young man, he's from Venice High School here in town. Do you have a question, Thomas?
Absolutely.
You in high school? I thought you were a lawyer.
Thank you.
Like a lawyer. Nice
Being
looking dude.
being the both an athletic star and a business entrepreneur, which of the career paths do you prefer, or are there pros and cons to both?
There's pros and cons to both. One helped me set up for the other. I wasn't as smart as you in high school, so athletics was the only way for me to get to college. And then when I got to college, I learned the fundamental principle of having something to fall back on. Because most athletes, when they're done, like 70%, they have nothing left. I didn't want to be one of those stats, so I really tried to educate myself, really tried to learn. And, got my master's, got my doctorate, and it's just all about learning. But, if it wasn't for basketball, it wasn't for sports, I probably wouldn't have went to college.
Our other student is from St. Stephen's here locally.
Hey, I'm Cade, and I was wondering, after such an illustrious career, you didn't have to get all the business opportunities that you've inserted yourself into. So I was wondering if that was always an aspiration of yours, and if you kind of knew you were going to do that after your career, or if you kind of just got into it after basketball was over.
I learned it from Magic Johnson. I met him one day when I was 18 years old, and he says to me, it's okay to be famous, but at some point you want to start earning things or owning things. I had no idea what he was talking about. And then I got introduced to the world of money, and then I got introduced to the world of fear, and I got introduced to the world of retirement, like early retirement. Like people would always say, well, what you gonna do if you get hurt? And I had nothing to fall back on. So then I dabbed in it a little bit, and I, fully understand what it meant to own the business. Do you know what FICA is? You will. You will. How old are you?
18.
Yeah, next year. We'll see.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Megan with Sarasota Magazine. You are kind of one of the original celebrity influencers on Twitter and Instagram, and your accounts are hilarious. What do you love about social media, and what do you love that it connects you with your fans? What's your favorite thing about it?
The way I use social media, and I will never change this. I don't like the way some people, influencers, use it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm lucky and blessed and well off. You never see me, oh, look at my house, it's this, and look at that, look at that. So my formula is 60% to make you laugh, period. 30% to inspire you, and 10% to sell you one of the items that I'm about. That's how I use it. I never want to, I'm in Sarasota after this press conference, I'm going to go rent a yacht. Anybody want a yacht? I've never been that type of guy. So, we're all hard workers and we all have stressful days. I want to be the guy that when you read a message, you laugh, it relieves some stress in your life. So I've always been that guy. So that's the way I continue to use social media.
Cool.
Shaq, Kimberly with Fox 13 News, how important has it been for you to continue to inspire kids to give back to them? You could do anything.
I just like to make people laugh. It's 2019. You would think the world would be a more looser place. It seems to be going the other way. It's getting more tighter. I just want to be the guy that when you see my face or when you hear my voice, you just laugh. You want to release those endorphins in your face and your cheekbones. Just release. I don't want to be the one that stresses you out and upsets you. So, when it comes to children, being a former juvenile delinquent, I think I speak their language. And I think I understand them. And as long as they look up to me and follow me, I just want to try to, do the right thing as best as I can.
Jason.
Jason Dill, Braden Herald. You mentioned the Miami Heat earlier. What do you think about Dwayne Wade's farewell tour and what his legacy will be?
I'm super jealous because I wanted a farewell tour. I was, towards the end of my career, I was dreaming about that. I was dreaming about the gifts that I would receive and all that stuff, but it didn't happen. But I'm happy for him. His legacy is one of the top 2 guards to ever play in the game. Definitely has a lot of championships, does a lot for Miami, and I'm happy for him and his family.
Another question or two before we get into done?
The NBA has changed a lot since you played. It was a low post game, got the ball into you. Now everything's based around the three-point line. What's your feeling of today's game, and would you be able to dominate in today's game like you did when you played?
I would definitely be able to dominate. Definitely. Because I was the master at doing stuff different. So being that you got a whole bunch of guys shooting jumpers, I would just be the one main guy that's playing on the inside. And everyone, like the LSU tie, by the way, brother. Looking good. I would be the one guy that just said, you know what, I'm not going to change my game. I could play that way, but it doesn't really make sense. I don't watch it. I don't enjoy it. However, the guard play is phenomenal right now. James Harden's playing great. Stephen Curry, LeBron, all those guys. So, you know, the children enjoy it, and you know, hope the fans also enjoy it. So, it's pretty good for now.
We have time for one more question. John, and then Channel 7. Go ahead.
Kind of jumping off that, I'm curious your perspective on the changes between college basketball from when you were there from the early 90s to today, now with your son there, because lately it's been under FBI investigation, there's been a lot of corruption with the acquisition of players. What are your thoughts, and what do you think needs to be changed?
I think that stuff has always been going on. It really has. But, you know, when I was coming up, I was saying to myself, I've been broke for 17 years, I could be broke for 2 more years. Like, I wasn't going to take money from anybody, but it's always been there. It's always been offered. And then you hear people say, well, maybe we should start to pay college athletes. The problem you run into when you say that is, what's the salaries going to be, and will everybody make the same? Like the conference that we love, LSU, SEC, they make a lot of money. But I don't know what the conferences here make. So you pay those guys that make, you pay them more, and then you pay the guys that go to college here, you pay them less. So I always thought college was a place of higher education. Like when I was in college, I wasn't even thinking about money. I was thinking about how to manage the money once I make the money. So, you know, it's always been a you know, big business, big sports business. Every time I go to LSU, it's like walking into a NFL football stadium. But it's always been like that. But you know, some guys just, I guess they can't wait. You know, that was I had a guy one time, my agent, come on the campus and opened up a bag, and it was about $200,000, and I looked at it and I was like, it looks real pretty. It looks like I was just, but I was scared to take it because one, I didn't know nothing about going to the bank, putting that in. I didn't know what to do with it. And then I said, you know what? In about 720 days, I should be able to have a lot of that. So I didn't take it, but I'm sure, you know, I'm sure some guys on the campus did indulge in those activities, but it's always been.
Jessica, how about wrapping it up for us with the last question?
Okay, I'm Jessalyn with ABC7. What keeps you...
Jess or Jessica?
Either.
J-E-S-S?
Which one do you like better?
Jessica.
Okay, I'll go by that one. What keeps you humble and grounded, and what would your advice be to kids and young adults who are in the shoes you might have been 30 years ago?
What keeps me humble is I realize that I'm a lucky individual, and 2, I have children, and 3, I've always been a regular person that listened to his parents and followed his dreams and somehow became recognized around the world. But that doesn't mean I'm better than you. Doesn't mean I'm better than you. So I will always remain humble, and you know, it's just the right thing to do. Like, you don't have to throw stuff in people's face all the time. Like, people know what I got, they know what I do, and I've never been that type to throw it in their face. And I've always been like this. Like, I just like you could be talking to D-Wade right now, talking to LeBron. So every opportunity I get, I always have to say thank you. Just wish you would move it back to 11 o'clock instead of 9.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neal.
Thank you, Shaq.
Thank you so much.
We have a